It says we're live on StreamYard. Just waiting for Slowpoke YouTube. There we go. It says we're live there too. So, we're in business. So, welcome to Rick's Life as I see it, Wednesday night edition. And I'm glad to see everybody. Just waiting for a few people to show up. We got a couple in already, but you know, you know how it goes. I was hoping, what you call it, barbecue was going to be here because he gave me a question for the quiz this week. Right, I'm not using his exact question, but I'm using a question based off of his question. That makes sense, So anyway, I'm just waffling on here, trying to make time go by. Anyway, to my few panelists, not my few panelists, to my few chat people I have, I'll introduce my panelists right at the moment. I've only got the one and only, but what you don't really need anymore when you have this guy on your panel. New York Outcast.
Oh man, spreading it on thick today, huh? Thanks. Thanks for having me. Thanks for joining us, people. So, it'd be nice if Barbecue or Squib or Patriot or anybody
one of
showed
them
up.
joined us. Yeah, I was
Yeah.
hoping we get one or two more because I'm awful thin on topics tonight.
So. Yeah, they like having me carry the load apparently. So
yeah, they do.
Slackers these days. They don't make them like they used to.
I know. How's your eyebrow healing up?
It says pretty good actually. It's almost completely healed.
What'd you do?
Well,
got in a fight? Got hit?
No. If I'm honest, I had a stack of 2x4s on the back of my truck and walked into them.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Oh, but that hurt.
Yeah.
Stitches?
That was probably should have, but I didn't get them. So I was debating doing them because if I was gonna, I was gonna do them myself. So I held out. We went out to dinner, and next thing you know, because I'm chewing and stuff, I guess my face was moving. I don't know. The next thing you know, I started gushing blood all over the place. So thankfully they had paper towels there and was able to get it to stop. And by the time we left, got back to the house, it had pretty much sealed up. So
you should have made yourself some homemade sort of like butterfly stitches to tape on.
Yeah. I did stick basically. That's pretty much what I did. Stick one on for the evening, so I didn't really open it back up when I was sleeping. And but yeah, other than that, no, it's basically healed now. So
that's good. Well, all right. Let me. First in the chat tonight was Tactical Fud, then 2 Live Moo, then Abigail, Defense Dad, AR Patriot. Who else? That's it so far. So that's a start. That's all we need, really, is to get going. Anyway, I was going to. Just on a personal note, what I was talking about last week, or was it the week before? You guys, I needed motivation to at least start reloading again. As you guys can see, I got an actual, I don't know if you can see it on there, but I've actually got the dies in. I started tonight, actually. I'm reloading. I'm reloading 380s, fancy ones or red bullets. These are my clinking ones. I said I started tonight. I did start the other day, but it takes a while to get the measuring right on the powder. trial and error till you get it just right, and it's all set now, so we're good to go. I mean, hang on, let me get my. There's my scale. There's my.
Glad to hear it. You got some progress. Something.
Yeah.
Something happening.
Yeah.
So that's a step in the right direction.
That's right. That's what I thought. The yeah. I mean, on the powder, it says the minimum is 3.7. That's grams. Maximum is 4.2. I'm running it like 3.89. Give or take a tenth. Is that the word I'm looking for? It don't vary, So I'm good to go. So I got my scale here, my calipers. Is that what you call them? What do you call them? Measuring. What do you actually call them? What's that? Yeah, the calipers, ain't they? Yeah, digital caliper. So I got those. Got my scale. I'm ready. Got my powder. Got everything lined up here. Back in business. So I just wanted to mention that on my for you guys that I just wasn't talking bullshit. I got actually started. Now all I got to do is shoot the damn things. And we'll be back in business. We got some.
Whoa! You got to keep stocking them. Keep stocking. Reload.
No. I've given up that just in case. I'm going to start shooting everything I got.
Get back in the habit, get it so you don't have to think about it again. Not that you should get complacent with reloading, but
yeah,
get your groove on, build up a little stash, and then get out and shoot. And then when you run those down, reloading it.
Oh yeah. But I'm not going to sort of like do what I was doing, reload, and I got tons of ammo, but I'm not shooting it because I'm saving it just in case,
that you always need ammo for it just in case too.
Well, I got ammo backed up, but I'm not going to hoard it. I'm going to start shooting it.
Yeah, I get
it. Defense Dad goes, should a person use separate scales for measuring gunpowder and coke, or just clean really well in between? Asking for a friend. Hey, I think some gunpowder mixed in with the coke, I think that would be a trip, So there you go.
I don't know, man. I don't think it's a good idea. Certain things just don't mix,
Yeah, I know. So we got Midnight Range is in, John Brown Productions. Man, a lot of the old people are showing up tonight. Damn. Not old in the sense of being old in the sense of people I ain't seen for a while. So all right, what's next on my list here? I got a question for you. Targets. I think I've asked it before and we've talked about it before, but I was just thinking about this the other day. If I had a choice between paper and still, I'd choose still targets every time. I.e., one, I love the sound of a bullet hitting a still target, but yeah, I know a paper target will, when the bullet punches through it, it leaves a hole and shit, right? But when the bullet hits that still and it sort of like splatters on it, you can actually see where your bullet's going, if you know what I mean. You see, to me, it's better for your sights to make sure you're, if your bullet's hitting where you're aiming type thing and your sights ain't off and all that kind of good stuff. Personally myself. But as I was saying, was it last week or the week before, 7 yards and in, you got to use paper because using still that close is dangerous. As I said, the closest I normally want to get is 10 yards. And, and if I'm doing 10 yards, I want to wear long pants. you know, because just don't ricochets hitting my leg, my shins. So, you know, little specks of them. So, but that's me. I mean, are you prefer steel or paper there, New York?
I don't know. It depends. I mean, if I really focusing on accuracy, then paper. Uh, if not, then steel. You know, or having fun or taking new people or anything like that. Definitely steel.
Yeah,
Um, you know, it's yeah. To me, I see steel as kind of just minute a man shooting. You know, so and that's pretty much defensive. You know, ranges in most cases. So therefore, for me, I, you know, that's the main focus, I guess. So I'm not a bullseye shooter. You know, never was, especially handgun or anything like that. So, other than that, you know, that's pretty much what I feel is, steel's more fun, and but I think, paper is, you know, more accurate, more, what's the right word? Better for, you know, learning or
you think so?
yeah, I think so. I think it's better for grouping all that because you can actually get feedback from it. So uh know where you're at. Steel, you can kind of do that, but ooh, sweet, I didn't break it. Uh, sorry, multitasking. Steel, you can kind of with a new plate or fresh spray paint, you can see how close, but you can't. Paper, you can measure your groups. So
Yeah,
yeah,
I guess
you're
so.
definitely going to get more accurate off paper. So
Yeah. Defense Dad says he's right here. Lots of ranges don't allow steel, so uh, reactive paper targets are my go-to. That's yeah, paper targets when you hit them, it changes color.
yep.
Is that what you're on about? I think that's what he's
Yeah, I
on
believe
about.
that's what he's talking about.
Yeah,
Yeah, and
yeah, I
those
got some of
are
those.
yeah,
So
those are definitely more fun than regular paper.
yeah,
And in some cases, I mean, you may need that to actually see, unless you want to go out there and check all the time. So because
yeah,
that's the other thing about paper is it's harder to see where you hit at any distance. So
yeah, yeah. See, but luckily, Defense Dad, where I say I prefer steel is I shoot at my friend's, in his backyard. He's got it. We got it. Me and him. Well, it was mainly his. I've supplied a lot of steel targets for his range in the backyard. So I think it's sort of like my range too now. You know what I'm saying? But I would never go over there and shoot without him being there, unless he gave me permission to. I haven't asked. You know, I just wouldn't want to do it in case something happened. You know, so. But he got some new targets. He got some of the. He got. I don't know where he got them from. I think his wife signed up for something because I mean she's into firearms, but I've never seen her shoot, so I don't know. But she must have signed up for something because she got. I think it was 5. Uh, I call them rubber targets. Ones where you shoot and they repair themselves type targets. Can't think of the
yeah,
word for it
like
now. You
self
know,
healing or
self
whatever.
healing. Yeah, I mean they're
Yeah,
only sort of like 6-inch round targets on a on a long strap, and it's all cut out of the same piece. That strap's not added to it, so the actual strap is the same bullet stuff. So if a bullet hits it, it will heal itself. So we got some of them up there. I haven't used them yet. He said he has. He's been shooting them with practicing with his 22. He's like you. He rather shoot practice with 22 long rifle. You
oh,
know.
he's smart and practical.
You know.
I like him.
Yeah, yeah. Plus, he's got a lot of 22s. He's, you know, I mean, in his day, he shoots a lot of vermin, around the place. So I can understand that. I mean,
Monkeys
actually,
are
I
gonna
was thinking about it myself yesterday. I was talking to him, in some way. Oh, don't get me wrong. I love that Winchester 22 I got, right? But I wish I hadn't. I wish I had paid him cash for it and didn't swap out my AR-15 22. I wish I'd kept that now.
Yeah, the 15-22.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Because that was a good rifle. It really was.
Yeah.
That's the. I mean, that's the only. I mean, that's the only firearm that I've ever bought that I've got rid of, and I regret doing it. But you know, I might. I mean, I might talk to my cousin to see if he uses it. His kids. He bought it for his grandkids to use. When they're over there shooting on his outside range. Everybody here who's got any property has their own range out here in Indiana. So if his grandkids ain't using it, I'll see if I can buy it back off him. I
Yeah.
might do, yeah. Let's see. Defense Dad says I shoot in the evening fairly often, and the direction of fire is into the sunset. So if you don't use reactive targets, it's almost impossible to see your hits from the firing line. Oh, okay. All right. Hey, has what you call it happened yet? Thunder on the Prairie or whatever? Because I haven't seen many. If it has, I ain't seen many videos.
I believe
It's too
that.
early, isn't it?
Yeah, I believe it's the first week of June, if I recall correctly.
Okay. All right. You could always get the CMMG 22 long rifle conversion for your AR. Only about 150 bones and works well. Oh, June 1st and 2nd, he just said. Defense Dad did. I knew it was. I wasn't sure if it was now or next month. Okay, it's next month. Because today's the 1st of May, isn't it? Oh, did I tell you my landlord put the rent up?
Yeah, you mentioned it.
Yeah, yeah. Oh well, I've been. I mean, I've been looking online for other places to rent around here. You know, I, I'll be hard pressed to get something similar to this for the same price. You know, so
Yeah. Yeah.
even though I think it's outrageous, it's still, But I tell you what, as I said, I think I said to you last week, if I could find my own little couple of acres with a shack on it, I think I would, and I could afford to buy it, I would still do it even at my age. I might not go so big on my, you know, my little sort of like farm animals thing I was going to have, but I would still do it, you know. So there we go. I mean, I was thinking about it. I'm not getting any younger. It'd be nice to have something, have something to leave to the kids. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Even if they turn around and sell it, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
yeah,
You can leave it to me.
yeah. My my youngest son's getting married. Did I tell you this? And
I don't know.
he's sending out the invitations, right? Which is not a problem. I mean, I get one because I'm his, father. But he's getting married in Hawaii. He lives in Kansas right now, or Missouri, I should say.
Okay.
I can't afford to go to Hawaii.
Yeah.
The wedding's next March. I know you're going to tell me save a little bit every month, but Hawaii's not cheap.
No, I get it.
Time I save for
And
the airfare, then a hotel,
Yeah, I mean, if you book early, like ahead, month ahead or something, it's affordable. I mean, I think it could be doable, but it's a lot, upon you. So, uh,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know.
Now he him because he's the doctor. Remember, if he pays,
Yeah,
I'll go. Because it's one state I'd love to go to just to say I've been. You know, but where it's just I would like to go, but if I can't make it, I can't make it. I know this is going to some people. This is going to sound, I don't know, callous, mean, or don't care, but I do. Is when we got divorced, and he went to live with his mother. He was only 6, I think. Let's see. He's boom boom. Yeah, he wasn't much older than that. 6 at the most. And well, I would see him when I went to Florida. I went to Florida more often when I was living in Georgia and shit. But and even when I was living up in Connecticut, I would go down there. But what I'm saying is, it was normally anywhere from 3 to 5 year gaps that I would go visit. I'd talk to him all the time on the phone, but actually visited him was maybe every 3 or 5 years, like that. So I mean, he doesn't really know me per se. Like my oldest son was 16 when we separated. There was my youngest son, for lack of a better term, was an accident. It wasn't meant to happen. But that's why there's such a big age difference between him and my oldest son. He uh, he was 16, so we had more of a life together. Is that the word I'm looking for? Than the younger one. So in that sense, I'm not going to be brokenhearted if I don't go. Does that sound cold and callous? I hope you guys understand what I'm trying to say here. You know, but there you go.
well, I don't know. I mean, you're not very close, is what it
Yes,
sounds like.
well, I'm
So,
not. I'm not very close. I mean, be honest with you. I mean, he lives 3 hours from me right now. I said, well, once you get settled, I'll come and see you. He goes, that's a good idea. He's never given me his address. He's never said, we're coming to see you. You know what I'm saying? So we're not that close. So,
yeah,
so
yeah. Well, that's I don't know. Yeah, that's
yeah,
families do things differently. If you're not
yeah,
all that
yeah,
close to begin with, then
yeah, yeah. We're not, we're
that's a
not that
lot,
close. Oh,
lot
I
to
did,
ask for.
I did tell you about the British, the English, my state pension from England, didn't I?
Um,
That I was going to apply for it.
yeah, you said you were
Yeah.
gonna apply.
Well,
Yeah,
they finally got back to me yesterday. Took them
really.
over a week to answer me. There's a form I got to fill out. They won't accept it online. You can fill it out online, then print. Then you have to print it because they want original signatures. I was thinking to myself,
Yeah,
God damn, they have that program now where you sign it and it's said, it's verified. You know what I'm saying? That it in some courts it's legal. You know what I'm saying? But now they want an actual signature. Then it's asked. Then it says they said they're send it back to me, but they want a copy. They want my British birth certificate. You know, I
well,
I mean
it makes sense if they're gonna pay you out. They want
I
to know.
understand that, but
You
I
know.
want it. It's the only one I got. Or they
Yeah.
did say they would take a copy if it was certified and signed by, Rotary and all that stuff. I mean, you know, that's I'm getting pissed off at this doing this already, and that's only on page one, right? Then of course, then I skip that page and go to the next question. It goes, well, what was when you lived did you ever live in the UK? So I clicked yes. Then it goes, where? Addresses. Right?
Yeah.
And they're not just the last one, they want everyone. I don't remember. I don't remember the addresses where I live. I know that, and dates. I can give you an estimate, and I can give you what town I lived in, but an actual address, Jesus Christ! So I don't know where I'm going to get all that shit from.
Yeah, it's a lot to look up, I guess you could say. So
yeah, I could find it, but
you're talking from how long ago?
Over 25 years now since I've been there.
Yeah, that's a long time to know exactly when. So
yeah. So
without records, anyway.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Let alone known addresses, the actual house number where I lived. So I mean, there's a couple. I mean, there's one or two that I have a vague idea of the actual address, but I'm a bit fuzzy on the actual number. Was it 148 or 147 type thing? But I'll think about it. Maybe I could ask my ex-wife if she remembers any of them, because together we lived in, I don't know, 4 or 5 different places. That's just then. But then what, girl? Do they want me to go all the way back to my childhood where I was living? You know what I'm saying? I lived in a lot of places because of my father being in the military. Moving around, leaving the country, coming back, and shit. So all for $300 a month. It seems a lot of work, and that's even if I qualify, right? Because I said you got to work a minimum of 10 years on a British economy. I'm pretty certain I did. I think I worked about 11, to be honest with you, before I went to go work for the U.S. government. So, so I don't know. Do they count the first year? I'm trying to remember. If I started in June, that means that first year was only 6 months worth. You know what I'm saying? Or do they give you the full year? And what happens if I left England in June? Will they give? And I worked 6 months. Will they give me the whole year as a whole year working or not? Well, that's why I'm saying it could be close if they do that kind of stuff. If they do it from actual date to date, So, but I thought it was worth a shot just to see, Yeah. And in England, I didn't reach retirement age until last July for the UK. So that means I was 66 and a half? I think that would be the same over here too, So, hey, or I'll just look up a couple of addresses and just put them down and call it good, Put down the last one I was at, maybe 1 or 2 before that, and call it good, Hey, if they want to find where I live, they got records. You know what I'm saying? They got better records over there than I have. So, yeah, that's as far as I've got so far. I just hit the save button. Said, oh, I ain't doing no more of this tonight. So, but, yeah. Oh, well. All right. Anyway, let's get back onto my topics. What few I do have. Oh, did you hear that the United States Supreme Court is gonna 5 assault weapons bans. They're gonna hold them in conference mid-May, and it's only a conference now. They could either accept them, not kick them out, or say no, we're listening to it next month. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, 5 cases have been sent to them for conference, and 4 of them are in Illinois, and one's in Maryland. You know, so I would imagine if they accept it, they're more like combine them all into one. You know, but that's that's good in the sense if they do hear it, because that needs to be settled once and for all. I mean, the Bruin decision did settle it, you know, but these anti-gun states are still fighting it, you know. The gun snob says, I hear Rob is buying a Tesla now. Is that true?
No.
Yeah.
No, but if anybody really wants a Tesla truck, we can probably fabricate the body out of plywood, give it a good paint job, slap it over a Prius, and it'll be pretty close. Hook you up, save quite a bit of money. You might get lucky, be able to sell it on marketplace, and
Yeah, I would imagine one of those, socialists won't even know the difference that it ain't one, you know?
Probably not. No, yeah. The hardest part will be, making the door line up for the Prius, but we'll figure it out.
Yeah, it all starts with buying a battery-powered weed eater.
I just used that thing today, and worked quite well. Yeah, it's worked quite well, and only used 1 bar of battery power, which is pretty good considering I did a first cut for a lady. So basically, did my place with it, I think yesterday, and same thing, 1 bar. So I'm guessing I can probably get 4 residential properties off the battery. Maybe, well, technically probably 5, but I might die in the 5th. I don't know. So
yeah,
I'll try to test it out.
I mean, I don't have a problem using. I mean, I use a battery operated drill. You know what I'm saying? And cordless. It has to run off a battery. You know what I'm saying? I don't mind using that kind of stuff. But
I've always been against battery powered. I mean, honestly, I still think it's kind of chintzy or whatever, but basically it's, I used one recently, similar to the one I bought, and except mine's got a better battery, but I was actually quite impressed with it. So quiet, worked fine, had plenty of power to do the job, and did quite a large area. So
that
for
sounds like me when I tried my first AR-15.
For my needs, since I'm not a yard guy per se, I do a few yards, this and that, but I'm not a yard guy. There's a difference. For my needs, it seems to be working pretty good. So
yeah. Oh, you could be in California where they won't let you use a gas one anymore.
Yeah,
in some areas.
That's a bunch of BS in my opinion. So
yeah, that's why I don't live there. You know. Yeah. Another thing I was reading the other day is, I mean, we've been telling, the ATF to, when it comes to, silencers, the $200 tax stamp could take up to 9 to 12 months to get get your paperwork back. Now they're using electronic off the computer, which that's what the same people have been telling them for years. That's the way they should go. It would speed things up. They're finally doing it. And I think I was reading the other day, somebody got it turned around, filled out, sent, and got it back within 4 hours approved, or, gave them the stamp in 4 hours. I thought, wow. I'm thinking, hey, I might start looking at that, but I started looking at the price of silencers. They ain't cheap. Cheapest one I could find was in the 500 range, between 500 and 600. Then you got to add another 200 on there for the stamp. So you're looking at between $700 and $800 for a cheap setup. Then, I'm thinking, well, maybe I don't want one that bad. I would like to have one for my AR, though.
I don't think I'd ever buy one. Personally, I just think the pricing is just ridiculous. So, myself, I would manufacture for sure.
I don't want to hear that. I didn't hear that. I don't want to hear that. No, on my show.
Legally manufactured.
Okay.
But that's just me, because to me that's just it's ludicrous. The cost that's involved with that. So I realize some of them have invested, lots of money in science and research and this and that. And I'm not going to claim mine would be quieter than, the quietest on the market or anything. But I think I could be happy with what I could manufacture and happy with the cost. So there's no way. I think it's robbery personally, but if somebody else was paying for it and for me or something, then maybe I'd, buy one. I don't know. But personally, it's not for me. That's for sure.
Yeah.
I think it's expensive. So, I mean, it's everybody's to each their own, obviously. So, that's like buying another gun.
Yeah. Yeah. You're right. But I don't know. I just would like to have one because the AR is a damn loud gun.
Yeah.
I just wanted to quiet it down.
Yeah, definitely. I get it. I like them. Don't get me wrong. It's just
but it is a lot of money for what it is.
Yeah, man, a $200 tax. I think that's ridiculous.
Well, that's typical of the government for you.
Yeah, but that's more bullshit as far as I'm concerned. I mean, $200. I mean, the fact that I got to give you more information and everything else should be enough. What is this? I mean, even that's ridiculous because really it's just a part. So what's the point of having to do all that is just kind of stupid.
I agree. Hey, I'm not arguing.
Yeah, it should be a courteous thing. I mean, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to create one. They're not used regularly in crimes. If anything, it would be convenient for the public, more convenient for ranges, things like this, neighborhoods, people shooting, hunting. I mean, there'd be way more benefits than negatives that come from it just being another part on the shelf.
Yeah, so but you'll go around shooting people and they won't be able to hear it.
Yeah, people can do that anyway, and it's not like we know. I don't know if they know. People know it's not TV quiet.
Yeah,
it just reduces the noise. It doesn't completely get rid of the noise.
Yeah, I was watching some show the other night where it was a I don't know, crime mystery thing, and the bad guy shot somebody in the head with a silencer. Then for like 20 minutes later, he took the silencer off, then shot the gun. Same house, same place, to make him think like this guy was shot at a certain time when he had actually shot him 20 minutes earlier. Nobody heard the first shot because it was silent. because he used a silencer. And I was laughing to myself. You know, I thought, Jesus Christ, come on. You know, but there you go. But that's your normal people who don't know anything about firearms. That's what they think. Unfortunately.
Yeah. Well, TV's horrible for that. So
Yeah. Yeah. But I think I've said it before. I think they ought to bring. I think they ought to do hunter training and all that shit in schools, like they used to years
sure
ago. You know. So was somebody shooting outside your house? Did I hear you
that
say?
sounded like it was probably it wasn't close, so it could have been
God
legal.
damn! What kind of neighborhood you living in nowadays?
It's not that bad. I mean, it happens.
No, there's only 1 or 2 shootings a week.
Yeah, it's not. It's not a regular nonstop thing. So
yeah. Oh, I haven't. I never watched it, but I thought I was looking for something to watch, and I started watching that Mayor of Kingstown. You ever seen it? With Jeremy Renner in it?
I don't believe so.
Well, anyway, part of it is the head of the Cribs gang lives outside his apartment building, and he sits outside in a lawn chair, right? And he controls the whole gang in the city and in the prisons. This is part of the storyline, but where I'm going, he asked this guy. He said, "Can you take my nephew to the hockey game?" And he says, "Why don't you take him?" He says, "If I leave 6 blocks," he said, "they're killing me." He said, "I'm the king, but I can't leave the kingdom." I thought I laughed. I thought it was funny, but I could understand that too. He might be the leader of the gang, but he ain't gonna. The whole city don't believe he is. He's just the leader of one gang.
Pros and cons of everything. If you get out of your, leave your secure area, then you're looking for trouble. So
yeah. Hey, Tony York's in the house, and Chris from the 740. Wow. And actually, I noticed that since I started coming back regularly now on Wednesday nights, my actual subscriber, I've gone up about 5 people already. 5 subscribers. My count's gone up.
nice.
But I February 24th, because I looked at it tonight. February 24th, they removed the video and just gave me a warning. Right? And they said 90 days. Well, it's gone 90 days. But also it said you can get it removed earlier if you do some sort of policy training or some shit. I said under my breath, F you. So anyway, there we go. So I am the king of my kingdom, Tony York says, till the wife gets home. Oh, yeah. I know that. So, oh, damn. What's time? Oh, damn. The hour is almost up. That's not bad going. How's the speakers going there, Rob?
Pretty good. Just had to verify what wires were what with the old and the new. So the old has a the harness or factory split, so the new doesn't. So comes with wires for it, but basically you got to put them together. So like I said, making sure I got them in the right right order.
I got a question, not necessarily for you because you're not into it, but people out in the chat. I use this little digital scales to weigh my powder. The only downside to it is it doesn't stay on very often. I mean, not very often. It doesn't stay on for a long time. So I got to, it goes out. I got to switch it on. Then I got to use the tear the little thing that I pour the powder into. It's a real pain in the ass. I was wondering, anybody recommend a digital scale that sort of like, will stay on for at least, 5-10 minutes. So I mean, because it's just I was just curious if anybody knows any brands they can recommend. You can. Tony York says I have 2 of those. I don't mind the auto off. Well, I do mind it. It's nice if you forget to do it, but I said it auto off. What? I'm lucky if it's 3 minutes and it goes off. So, as long as you keep using it, it stays on. But what I'm saying is, if I doing something and I stop and, say I have to stop and fill up with more primers, or I use my automatic primer thing here and it doesn't sit right and it falls out on the floor. By the time I look for it and find it, it's gone out. But as long as you keep using it, it's okay. But So anyway, I was just just annoys the hell out of me. That's all. Because I'll do it and then I'll do because what I'll do is, when I first start, I check every one. Then what I'll do is I'll go by when I'm starting my run, and about every 5th one are weigh. Well, I weigh one, then I do 4 more. Then on the 5th one, it's been longer than 3 minutes, and it's gone off. So I gotta stop and press it on, put the thing on there, hit the tear, then pull the powder in. It's a real pain in the ass. So, but I guess I'm just gonna have to suffer. So it's a good scale. Besides that, I mean, you can use it for all other kinds of stuff. It's got different modes. It's got it's actually it's got can't think. I ain't switching it on right now, but it's got about 4. I think it's got 4 different modes it can go into. It's actually, I think it's a jeweler scale, actually. So it's very precise. It's pretty good in that sense. But I was just thinking if everybody knew of one that stayed on, So, but there we go. No biggie. I was just asking. And also, though, I mean, I don't know. This wasn't an expensive digital caliber. I don't even remember where I got it from. But where I was going with this is I've had this for near on. Well, I've been reloading since about 2017. And that's still the same battery that came with it. Works great. But what I do, though, is when I'm done for the day with it or whatever, I always take the battery out of it. I don't know. That's just me thinking I'm doing good, making it last longer, or what. I don't know. But I always take it out when I'm done with it for the day. So
your scale?
No, my caliper.
Oh.
No, I've never. That's another thing too. I've had this scale about the same amount of time. I've never taken the batteries out of it. And I've never changed them either. So I don't even know how they come out. I think this pops off the back here. I think. I said I don't think I've ever taken them off. or changed it. Now that I'm talking about it, I bet you they both die on me this week. Oh, okay. This takes AAA batteries, 2 of them.
That's how stuff works.
You know? Yeah. Now I bet it because I've talked about them, they're both die on me this week. You know?
Yeah.
So.
Well, it's good to do a battery check. So, batteries are one of them things where you get good, and then after a while, half of them expire. So,
Yeah.
check your batteries and check batteries and sights. If you got any, if you're depending on any sights in your firearms and stuff,
Yeah.
through check your batteries. So it's always good not to store things long term with batteries in them.
No, because they could go off and start leaking.
Yeah.
But
radios, walkie talkie, stuff like that. I always that really upsets me because that's a lot of batteries, but that I go through with those. But yeah, you got to swap stuff out if you want it to be ready, or have it on the side to be ready to go.
Yeah.
But
oh well, that's what I was going to mention. Talking about that is that's why, like with the scope I don't have it hanging up anymore right now, but the scope I have on the AR right now, I mean, it's not an expensive one, but I had to take my rear sight off to make it for fit. But where I was going with this is if you're going to put a scope or even a red dot on your rifle, I would co-witness it with your iron sights, because as you said, there you are. You're in the middle of at the range, or you're in the middle of hunting, or you're messing around with ATF agents, whatever you're up to, and that dot goes out, or the you're not getting your clear, your green or red thing in the scope because it's battery operated, but you can still see through it when it does it, when it's not switched on, but you can lift up your sights. And if it's co-witness, especially with a red dot, if it's gone and so your red dot's there anymore, and you co-witness your sight, iron sights, you can still shoot with that. And you're not lost out there dead in the water because you can't shoot anybody because your red dot's gone, dead. I'm just a little tip I thought I'll mention, as me being the great gun expert that I am. I only saying that I only ever had one. The only thing I ever had co-witness was my actual AR when I had the other scope on it. So. But since I had to take the scope, the iron sight off, I took the one off the front too. So I didn't even, there was no point, so there we go. That's, it's almost quitting time, and it's drawing night on the quiz. It is. Oh my God. I forgot all about it, to be honest with you. I knew it was quiz night, but let's see. I actually had, let's see, how many was it? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 entries this month, which surprised the hell out of me. So, let me, anyway, the question was, in the movie Dead Reckoning, I wanted to know what firearm, handgun, that the character, what the hell was in it? Nathan Hunt used in the Arabian desert scene. And what it was a 1911 style pistol. That's all I could find them listing it as a 1911 style. That's all I was looking for. So we got that, and let me hit my my random picker here. Here we go. Let's see who it's got. Raphael is the winner. There we go. Raphael is one. Let me write that down if I don't forget.
Congratulations, Raphael.
You got the swag pack. So I don't know if he's still in here or not, but he was in here earlier. So that's that. Okay. Now the next.
Doesn't that also come with your electric bill?
Oh God, that came in today.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah. You can send that in there, and Raphael gets the swag pack plus the liberty of paying your electric bill.
Yeah, and this is catch up month, as they call it here, where because I'm on a budget plan, if if you're under budget, you have to make the difference up, and it's all got to be paid. If you want to go on the budget plan for next year, and if you remember, I think I mentioned it to you 5 months ago, they called me up and said, you ought to increase your monthly payment because you've used a lot of electricity this year. Plus, electricity went up anyway because of inflation, which didn't help the situation any. But anyway, I got the bill in, and besides I don't mind telling. I pay my new price is my budget is $200 a month for my electric. Now you got to remember this place here is total electric. Everything is electric. So I normally go 200. I was only going 135. Then about 5 months ago, they said you're way, we have a hellacious bill if we don't do something about it now. So we came up with a figure. I increased it to 200, and I got my bill today. I got to give them $350 this month to catch up and be, so it could have been worse, but it still hurts to pay that. An extra $150. You know what I'm saying? That's practically 3/4 of the next month's bill, basically. So I ain't buying any new toys this month because that's my spending money right there. Luckily I have it. Because I give myself roughly $200 a month, sort of like spending, i.e., my gas, going to have breakfast down at the diner, that kind of stuff, So I'll have to use that money to make the difference up. But there we go. Anyway, you stopped me before I could.
Things happen. Yeah.
They
sometimes
do.
you just gotta shit. We had to buy a new vacuum today, so again,
if I had saved money and had it in a saving account, I could have covered it without even worrying about it.
Yeah, you got a little stashed away because that's just it. People say extra money, but there's not really extra in most cases. Things happen. Cars break, washers break. You gotta get parts, fix that, or call the Maytag guy to come charge you $150 for an $8 part or something. So
I agree with you. Yeah. Anyway, the question for this month, for the month of May, and the drawing for this one will be Wednesday, the 5th of June is when I would do the drawing on this. Oh, so you got one counting today. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, this is a 5-week month. Oh my God, having less money, got to go 5 weeks. Oh, Jesus Christ. Makes it even worse. I'm depressed already. But Anyway, okay. The question is, okay, now where did I write it down? I could have sworn I wrote it down. Oh yeah. This it's to do with my home state here of Indiana. I want to know what the official Indiana state firearm is. When was this done? I.e., what year did they vote this in as the state firearm? And where is the three-parter? And where is it kept? There you go. State of Indiana. I think there's only maybe, I don't know, 8 to 12 states that have an actual state firearm, believe it or not, from what I can find. So what I want to know, state of Indiana, what year did they do this? What is the state firearm for Indiana? And where is it kept? Email me at rickslifeasiseeit@gmail.com or spottedrick@gmail.com. There you go. I could have picked one of the other 8 to 12 states instead of Indiana, but hell, it's my home state. Whatever state I picked would have been somebody else's home state. So it's all the same. You know what I'm saying? And there was a reason why I picked Indiana too, because I looked at it. I'm giving you guys a clue. I looked at it, found it, and I said to myself, what in the hell kind of gun is that? I never heard of one. So that's my clue. So there you go. And yeah, that's it. And that's the show in a nutshell. We're over. Done. Finito. I mean, I let Rob get on to fixing his speakers before he gets caught in the dark. It ain't dark there yet, is it?
No, not yet. It's starting to. The sun's going down, but it's not a big deal.
I mean, because of the. I mean, what I'm saying is, like, if it's dark in Maine, it's still light in Florida. Even though at the same time, because of the way the sun goes. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm saying you're more likely darker there in New York than we are here right now. You know, because of the way the sun goes. So, just saying. I know I'm talking a bunch of nonsense here anyway. So, anyway, New York Outcast, do you have any shout outs or plugs?
No. Yeah, nothing. Just thanks for joining us, folks. We'll catch you next time. Yeah, that's about it. Have a good week.
All right. Guns and Barbecue just jumped into the chat. Yes, Raphael won last week's, and I did do the question this month. I know you, Guns and Barbecue, actually gave me the original question, but I changed it. Instead of using what he said, I used something different. The question is a three-parter, Guns and Barbecue. I want to know what year. It's my home state of Indiana. What year did they implement it? And what is the Indiana state firearm? And where is it kept? That's the three things I'm looking for. So a three-parter, you know? So, you know. So there you go. So that's the quiz. All right. With that, I'm getting out of here. So I will see you all later. I appreciate you all stopping by. I really do. And it's been fun. And I'll be here next Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern, the only time zone that matters. I believe I've got your mailing address, Raphael. You gave it to me. I think in your email, I think you put your address down there anyway. So I'll find. I know I got it. So I'll get that in the mail to you. Swag pack. And with that, I will say good night to everybody. So good night, everybody. Good night, Sabrina.